like to start off with thanking our sponsors for our cups. So over the years we've had Sporting Uniform, Brandish, Nielsen Law, Craig Leong, Wanganui Car Centre, Steve Devison and Associates, Harlan Development, Bryant Road Panel, Christina Phillips Cup, New World and North Kia Dental. So thank you to all those people over the years that have sponsored these cups. So we will start now with, I'll start at the top with the Premier Men. So has Richie or Russ, anyone going to speak on behalf of the Prem Men?
Yes. Right.
These two here.
These two here. Okay. I'd just also like to mention and sponsor our, thank our sponsors, Ava Gas or Ava Group, and also New World. This trophy here is the most valuable player of the year, and this year it goes to Gareth Newsom. Alright. Oh, and Good George, my bad. Sorry, because we're going in there next after this. Sorry about that. Good call, Russ. This next award is called the Most Improved, but it's also probably in recognition of a young player of the team, so Young Player of the Year and Most Improved Player of the Year. And this year it goes to Connor Shallow.
Right. Okay. Thank you, Steve.
Oh, do you want to talk about the season? Yeah, talk about the season.
Let's have a quick talk about our season. We did pretty well again this year. We won we won our division again for the second year in a row, which is something we had a goal of at the start of the year. The team was quite a different one from last year. We lost quite a few experienced players, but we gained them in the young players who we continue to roll through our team, and also the development team lent us quite a few of their players, especially towards the end of the season. So we have a few people that deserve a big mention in our team, and first of all Russ, who's our coach and has really developed our team and our young players and our team into a real good blend of hockey, and I think especially watching some of those highlights packages, courtesy of Steve there for the season, we can really reflect on some good goals that we scored and some of the better goals I've ever seen our team score in a year. So thanks Russ. Another one is Steve, who's been a manager for longer than I've been in this club, and his work rate that he puts into our team in peak season and during the off season really makes our team work well, and I know we couldn't do it without him. We wouldn't have a team without him, so our team owes so much to Steve. Another one is Richard, who has really helped us again this year, and has come back from Germany, stepped straight into a role of you know, one of the team leaders and someone that these young guys can really look up to. So that's pretty much our season was probably some of the best hockey I've seen our club play, and as a whole club, I don't think you know, we haven't had a better year since I've been in this club as a whole. You know, to dominate every grade is something pretty special, and winning that shield for the first time in I don't know how many years, something we should be proud of. So yeah, I'd like to thank, we've got a couple of sponsors that our team also have. Aber Gas, that's our naming sponsor, and also Good George and Rototurner New World is another one. So thank you to those sponsors. I've got another little thank you. Steve, you've helped us out over the year with all your video stuff, and we can't thank you enough. The amount of effort you guys put in, you know, that kind of stuff takes a lot of time, and I don't think people really realise how much editing and stuff takes, and downloading it, the high quality that you do. So this is just something from us. So if you get a round of applause. And we've got a couple of bottles of wine, one for Steve and one for Russ. Here, I'll bring them over to you. Cheers. Cheers.
Right, thank you, Gary. Okay, some of the ladies want to go, so we'll do the ladies' teams. Steve and Nell aren't here, so...
The sole person from the team? Yep. Okay, Tony, I'll say something.
So you'll say something, Tony?
Yeah, why not?
On behalf of the premier women.
Alright, we had a pretty good start to the year. We've started our first 2 games with 16 players at a game, which is huge improvement over the past few years. I think we scored 5 or 6 goals in each of those games, which is, some people made a joke that was more than we scored all of last year. We had a couple of lows, as we usually do, with, you know, just people being elsewhere during the weekends, people being injured. So we often did have to call on our reserves again, who step up and do an absolutely amazing job for us. This year has been really amazing for us. We made the final for both the championship round and the minor side as the second round. Unfortunately, both times losing to University, but huge improvement for us to be there. I think it's only our 5th year in the Prem grade, so from coming, you know, up from reserves, finally working our way up there. We've been scoring heaps more goals than in previous years. Some of these strikers have really sort of stepped up. We've had a few people come back from having kids and new people from here and there, so it's been a really good year, and hopefully next year will be even better. I guess the only thing that dropped us from coming first both times was the university team's obviously quite a bit younger than us and a lot faster and fitter. But as someone said, if the Niner sides that we played at the end was the game was the length it was supposed to be, I think it's about 10 something minutes shorter, we would have actually won, because they scored their last 2 goals in the last 10 minutes when we were just starting to get a bit tired. But yeah, hopefully next year we'll take it back to them.
Okay.
There's just these two.
Yes, we're waiting on cuts, I'm afraid. So, player of the year for the Prem women is Anita Hope. And the most improved player, or junior player, I don't know if junior player, is Tony. So the reserve woman. Anyone want to have a chat?
We're going to decline, but it's nice to get a bit of a summary of how we've done. So we had a really good year. I made a great comeback from baby number 3, and really enjoyed playing in the team again. So it's quite an established team now with quite a few old heads in it and some really good young players with fast legs, which is great. So we had a really good season. I think we only lost 2 games all season, both to TA, both in finals, so it was a bit disappointing, but really good season for the rest of the year. And yeah, I think most of our players are returning, so something to really work on for us to try and actually take out to the final next year. So yeah, thanks to Sally, who won't get up and talk, but same deal with our team. Our team wouldn't exist without her texting us and organising us and getting us together every year. So thank you for that, and thanks to Phil for keeping the club going. Back to a bit of solo this year, so thanks very much, it's appreciated. Cups, I don't think we've got any their recipients here.
Right,
So we just announced who they were.
So the player of the year was Nicole Thompson, and the most improved was Olivia Bailey.
Yes, yep, they were good choices. So maybe we should leave this with Phil for next prize giving.
We will have it by then. Okay, and we might as well do the Old Girls B, who play in the 3rd division. There's no one here, but the winners for that, the player of the year was Tegan Hodges, and the most improved was Tracy Adams. So well done to them. Right, now we'll come back to the men. So, Old Boys Development. Is there someone want to make a comment?
Yeah, the development team had a really successful year. We won the first round. We won the second round. There wasn't a second round. We ended up winning the championship round as well. Yeah, it's quite successful. Here's a cup to show for it. Overall, I want to thank everyone that was part of the development team. You guys made it really enjoyable to play with, and it includes training as well. Thank you, Joel, for taking the reins towards the championship round and trainings and doing all those talks. It really pushed the team towards a new level, which I've actually seen the development team play towards. So thank you for that. Yeah, Andrew, thank you, Andrew and Macca. Thank you for captain and vice captain as well. You guys really held that team together in terms of senior players as well. So I do appreciate that so much. Yeah.
Right, okay, so which one is it? It's this one, this one. So, player of the year?
Player of the year, that goes to Andrew. And most improved, or as Michael wants to say, junior player of the year, Baden.
Thank you, Bill. New World. Now, you're the only representative from there. You've got a comment?
Devo, hurry up. I'm waiting for you.
Do you want to make a comment about New World?
Had a few of these already, so.
Do I have to do a talk about New World? You're good at this sort of stuff. You're playing
Talk about our training.
Oh, okay. We can talk about that. We have a really strong training ethic in our New World team, and we probably only train about twice, maybe 3 times a year. It's a strict regimen where we sit down and have a full course of curry meals and lots of alcohol, and that sees us through the season generally. Unfortunately, this season it didn't quite get us to the championship win, and actually got pipped at the post by the development team. Congratulations, guys. But that's right, we'll take it off you next year. So, did you want me? Oh, you can present it. But we had a pretty good year, I think. All right.
Okay, so the player of the year was Wessels Asus, and the most improved player was Daryl Morris. Right, what do we got left? Old Boys B. Anyone want to talk? Oh, he's here. He's here.
Unlike you, Will, we did our training after the games, and we had very good sessions after the game. So we probably got through a good 2 boxes per training session. We had a pretty good season, I feel. I think that third division competition was pretty even, and any team could win on the day. We were fortunate enough to win the first round. But then as the season wears on and the snow starts coming in, players go skiing instead. So when we get to the games, we want everyone there. They've got other commitments, but hey, that's what you get in the third division. A really enjoyable year though, and I think most of the people will be back again next year, so I'd like to thank everyone, we've got a few here, for everything they went through. It was good. Ron? Okay. Oh, it's me. Okay, player of the year was Greg. And most improved goes to Andrew.
Okay, and last but not least, the most important team of the lot is North Care Dental team. Have we got a... Oh, Ross.
This is just what I came for.
3 years.
Yeah, well, this team, we had a hugely successful year this year. We've just been growing as a unit over the last few years, and the development of the players was just huge. So, yeah, I think we pretty much went through the championship round with 1 loss, and scored a lot of goals. Really, it was surprising because the years before we haven't. Yeah, and we just had a really off game in the semis against Uni, who we'd beaten the week before. It was quite frustrating, but in mind, it was really successful, and we're really looking forward to next year.
All right. And Ross has won it for the 3rd year in a row. But I will let you present that up.
So what's this one for? Most improved? Yep. Awesome. Garland Sam. He had a fantastic...
The 3 years winning, Ross. Next year I'm going to ignore your name. And you don't keep hold of the trophy after winning it 3 times, I'm afraid. Okay, thank you very much everybody for that. That's the end of our prize giving. Just for your information, the date has been set for the start of next season, which is about the March the 14th to 15th. And for the Prem team and reserve teams, Waikato Hockey want your requested practice times. So you'll find an email back at on your email regarding that. So I think they need a reply in about 2 weeks' time. Okay, there's still food down there. You've paid for it, so please finish it off. Thank you very much. See you.